Hello everyone, and welcome to our What's New webinar on the latest release of Cortona3D software. We're thrilled to have you all join us today and learn about our exciting new updates and enhancements that we have made. Our team have been working hard to bring you the best possible user experience, and we can't wait to share them with you. In this webinar, we will be discussing major new features, improvements and changes. Whether you are the first-time user of Cortona3D software or a seasoned pro, you will gain valuable insights into how the latest updates can benefit you and your workflow. A couple of admin points. You can post your questions as we go within Q&A chat. We will have a separate Q&A session in the end of this webinar when we will answer them. Recording of this webinar will be available shortly on our YouTube channel. We're excited to announce a major new feature in Rapid Catalog, automatic generation of IPC pages upon import of CAD data. With this new feature, you can quickly generate a comprehensive PADS catalog, saving you time and effort in manual editing. Given that PADS list table can also be automatically generated upon import based on items present on each IPC page, this gives you a powerful tool allowing to create PADS catalogs automatically with little manual effort. Here we see a project as it would appear right after import of CAD data, with import profile configured for this new functionality. There are several IPC pages, and for each page there is its own set of activated DPL rows, all done automatically upon import. IPC pages are generated based on data structure. The general concept is that for each assembly in item tree, a new IPC page is generated depicting components of that assembly. You can define how each page should be called. For instance, that could be assembly's name or part number, and if required, it is possible to limit depth of IPC pages or to omit empty assemblies. Then, for each generated IPC page, associated DPL rows are also automatically activated. You have certain flexibility to decide how you want DPL rows to be activated. You may want to activate just child items of the assembly, or assembly and its child items, or higher up the structure parent assemblies and all the child items. As to display of 3D items, only relevant 3D items will be shown on each IPC page, but you can enable semi-transparent display of other items or sibling items so that the end user is able to comprehend relative position of different assemblies. Finally, it is possible to define projection type and some common viewpoint for all your IPC pages. Of course, you can set individual viewpoints for your IPC pages manually after import. It goes without saying that you can manually edit pretty much everything, be that IPC pages, activated DPL rows, or 3D items afterwards, after import, if required. Keep in mind that this new mechanism will not generate exploded views, cross-sections, or 2D illustrations for you. You still need to manually author them after import. In order to make use of this enhancement, you need Rapid Developer Suite to create a custom import profile. Another enhancement for IPC pages import. As you may know, PADS list table in Rapid Catalog can be populated in several ways: CAD file, manual entry, or Excel files. With Excel import, it is for instance possible to define rows of your table, IPC pages, define which DPL rows should be activated on each page, and to specify whether images should be imported as well. Several versions ago, we also added the possibility to link 3D items with DPL rows imported from Excel by a common identifier such as part number. In this release, we added quite useful features so that the user can define hierarchy of IPC pages rather than generating flat list of IPC pages. Hierarchy should be defined on the worksheet called Pages in the third column. Excel templates for several specifications are included with Rapid Catalog and can be found by clicking Show Templates in Rapid Generator Excel plugin settings dialog. In this release, we added a new command called unmerge, which is the opposite for merge command. Merge command is used to combine multiple items into a single one, which can be used to reduce complexity of item tree, for example. With unmerge command, you can split 3D item into its constituent objects that were previously merged inside RapidAuthor, or even those that were merged prior to input into RapidAuthor, i.e. in CAD editor, although the latter one might not work in all cases. It is quite common when you have different sources of CAD data that some items will come as merged. This may pose a problem in case you need to animate certain components in Rapid Manual or to create exploded view in Rapid Catalog, for example. Unmerge command can help you with that. In this release, several new 3D related publishing options were added. These options can aid you in selecting 3D items and distinguishing them from others. Some of these new options also improve quality of 3D models in general. First new option, called Selection Mode, controls how selected 3D items are depicted. This could be highlighting with color. This was the only mode previously available. X-ray views and translucent shell. Second new option allows to add an additional outline when mouse cursor is hovering over 3D item. This option is compatible with all three of the previously mentioned selection modes. Third new option allows to toggle on or off ambient occlusion, which is responsible for shades. Ambient occlusion was available in HTML publications previously. However, in this release, we also added an explicit option to enable and disable it. And finally, anti-aliasing control is also provided. Anti-aliasing smooths sharp edges of 3D items and greatly improves quality of 3D, however, at the cost of performance, which can be noticeable with large projects. All of the mentioned options can be set within Publish Options dialog of RapidAuthor, as well as by the end user within settings of HTML publication. Settings set within Publish Options dialog will be the default settings when end user launches HTML publication. All of the mentioned new options are available across different RapidAuthor tools that involve 3D, that is, Rapid Manual, Rapid Catalog, Rapid Learning, and Rapid Illustrator. A few improvements in HTML publications user interface. New Restore All button quickly resets any transparency or visibility adjustments previously made by the user. You will also see some controls rearranged for better clarity. There is also a new hidden control allowing you to replay transition between the root and the current page. As you may know, when navigating between pages in Rapid Catalog HTML publications, smooth animated transition is played. When such transition is highly complex, user may want to slowly replay and pause this transition. S1000D is a standard for technical publications. It specifies a common structure and format for technical documentation, including maintenance manuals, repair manuals, and other types of technical documentation. One important element of S1000D is the concept of applicability. Applicability refers to specific products or systems that are covered by a particular technical publication. Applicability helps to ensure that maintenance and repair tasks are performed correctly and that technicians have access to the appropriate information for the specific products or systems they are working on. RapidAuthor uses advanced capabilities for applicability to allow for complex applicability statements permissible by the S1000D. Applicability can be in scope of the entire data module or for a specific substructure within a data module. For example, a certain paragraph of text may be marked as applicable only to a specific model or variant of a product, or only to a particular maintenance procedure. This allows organizations to create technical documentation that is tailored to specific products or tasks and ensures that users have access to the most relevant and accurate information for their needs. Another key aspect of applicability in S1000D is the use of conditional processing instructions to specify when a particular element should be included or excluded from the final documentation. Conditional processing instructions allow authors to create complex logic statements that determine whether a line, for example, should be included based on a variety of factors such as product being used, the task being performed, or the user's role or level of expertise. This enables organizations to create dynamic documentation that can be customized for different audiences or situations. RapidAuthor already supports data module-wide as well as substructure-specific applicability. In HTML publications, you can already exclude or include substructures based on applicability. In this release, we added support for applicability cross-reference tables, ACTs, and product cross-reference tables, PSTs. These tables allow to set more complex applicability mechanisms for different product configurations. Previously, ACTs and PSTs data modules could be created in RapidText, but they were not used in applicability engine. Product cross-reference tables can now be used to filter individual data modules or entire content in publication modules in HTML publications, as well as in PDF preview mode. With the growing demand for augmented reality content, this new release provides new enhancements and possibilities to create IR content to use it in third-party applications. For instance, augmented reality extensions and generation of X3D file are now supported by most procedural specifications. In addition to that, a third-party TeamViewer spatial editor can be accessed from RapidAuthor client for active workspace. Let's now proceed to the Cortona3D Editor Pro, a small but rather useful improvement with the Fill tool. A new shortcut allows to exclude certain enclosed areas from the final fill figure. To do that, draw a regular fill figure, and without releasing it, hold Ctrl button to exclude an area or Shift to add it back. Previously, to achieve the same result, it was necessary to use multiple fill figures or other workarounds. Cortona3D Editor Pro now supports basic raster editing. Only a few basic tools are available, such as pencil, line, eraser, and color picker. Additional properties such as brush size and setting color is also available. To edit raster element, either double-click on it or right-click, edit image, or use keyboard shortcut. Raster editing in its current implementation can be used to do very simple manipulations with raster images inside CGI files. For instance, if you import legacy drawings, you can now easily remove old callouts using eraser and add CGI callouts on top of raster. Your parametric callouts will include hotspot functionality, support update, and so on. A new property called Color Tone is available in the Property Inspector for solid filled figures. This can be used to create gradients and for certain printing requirements. In this example, the same color code is used. However, all 5 boxes use different color tone value, ranging from 100% to 0, as seen in the Property Inspector window. Another enhancement in Cortona3D Editor Pro is a new Merge command. Merging can be applied to 2 or more enclosed figures. 5 different merging modes are provided. To merge, select 2 or more figures and go to Object menu, Merge. Please note that it is the lower figure in the Meta File Explorer window that acts as a reference object for coloring, outlines, and other properties. Let's now talk about data import. Release 14.2 supports the following new versions of CAD formats. This concludes the main part of our webinar. You can find information on other small changes in this release on our website under Resources Release Notes page. Feel free to visit our YouTube channel. In recent days, we prepared videos covering some of the new features that you have seen today. Please be advised that all Cortona3D products come with extensive documentation. Documentation is available in the form of PDF documents and embedded help, which are accessible from all of the authoring tools via Help, Contents menu. We also have online knowledge base on our website covering typical issues that some of our users encounter, as well as help articles. Now it is time for questions and answers part of our webinar. You can post your questions within Q&A chat. We kindly ask you to raise questions specifically related to the new features that you have seen today. The first question from Rizwan: can we get a realistic view with rendering option? You can use generate raster from the current 3D view within any of the authoring tools except Rapid Text. So whatever you have in 3D view can be captured as raster. Other question: can we have a realistic material color option in Rapid Manual? Currently, we do provide a set of tools allowing you to specify the certain properties, such as obviously the RGB code, transparency, and certain lightning options. Is there any prototype preview available for TeamViewer integration? I'm afraid we will not be able to answer right away, but if you leave us your email, we'll shortly update you on that. Can we apply material and material properties to the parts? I'm not quite sure what do you mean by that. You can apply any material properties in RapidAuthor tools to your 3D items. Possible in future to set up 3D files directly in Rapid Catalog? Or will it always be necessary to use Rapid Configuration? Rapid Configuration is required to create complex customized import profiles, the files which are responsible for your import settings. However, if you just need to import the geometry on its own and you don't need to customize import rules, then you can get away with standard import profiles and you don't need Rapid Configuration for that. Let me rephrase that's relating to the previous question. Do we need to create a new specification to use new IPC features? No, that's not required. We have two enhancements relating to IPC pages in this release. First, relating to the generation of IPC pages based on product structure. For that, you don't need a new specification. The second one relating to the Excel imports, again, that equally applies to out-of-the-box specifications as well. So it's all, in fact, for the Excel import, there is no import profile involved. And for the first feature, which generates IPC pages based on product structure, for that you do need custom import profile, but that's all. No need for a custom specification. Question which been already answered by my colleague: is it possible to export animations as FBX so that they can be put into other software? Indeed, currently X3D and Vermal formats are the only two which are available for export from RapidAuthor authoring tools.
It seems there are no new questions. I would like to thank everybody for attending today's meeting. We will share the recording with all attendees. Thank you and bye.